9 weird facts about Nicolas Cage you never know about him. 1. He bought a pyramid tomb. Standing in St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 in New Orleans is a 9-foot pyramid tomb that carries a Latin maxim, omni ab uno, everything from one. The grave underneath is currently unoccupied, but some have speculated that it may eventually house Cage, who purchased the twin plots in 2010 and built the pyramid over them. The actor has never publicly commented on the sale. 2. He slept in Dracula's castle. While promoting Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance in 2011, actor Idris Elba recalled an incident on location in Romania that exemplifies Cage's professional commitment. Noticing Cage appeared tired one day, Elba asked if he had gotten any rest. "Yeah man, I went up to Dracula's castle, the ruins up in the mountains, and I stayed the night," Cage said. "I just had to channel the energy, and it was pretty spooky up there." Cage was probably referring to Bran Castle near Transylvania, which may have been the inspiration for Dracula's residence in the original Bram Stoker novel. 3. A naked home intruder ate a fudgesicle at the foot of his bed. Discussing his home invasion thriller Trespass in 2011, Cage shared with reporters that he was once victimized by someone who had broken into his Orange County home. "I opened my eyes and there was a naked man wearing my leather jacket eating a fudgesicle in front of my bed," he said. "I know it sounds funny, but it was horrifying." Cage said he talked to the man until police arrived. 4. He was the victim of a massive comic book heist. In 1997, comic book fan Cage purchased a copy of Action Comics No. 1, the highly sought-after 1939 issue that introduced Superman and ushered in the 20th century superhero genre. That comic book, along with several other rare titles, was stolen from Cage's home in January 2000 in a case that went cold for 11 years before the book showed up in a San Fernando Valley storage locker. The locker's owner said he purchased the unit without knowing what was inside. After a police investigation, the comic was returned to Cage, who sold it for a then-record $2.1 million later that same year. Cage called the retrieval of the comic, after a decade, divine providence. 5. He accidentally bought a stolen dinosaur skull. Cage's extravagant spending habits have been well documented, though few purchases have matched his grandiose gesture of spending $276,000 for a Tyrannosaurus Bata skull at a 2007 auction. What Cage did not know was that the skull had been stolen from Mongolia's Gobi Desert. Contacted by the Department of Homeland Security in 2014, the actor agreed to hand it over so it could be returned. 6. He bought the most haunted mansion in the world so he could write a horror novel. What better atmosphere to compose a scary bunch of prose than a haunted house? This was Cage's motivation for purchasing the La Laurie Mansion in New Orleans in 2007, which once belonged to serial killer Madame Delphine La Laurie. He lost it to foreclosure in 2009. "I didn't get too far with the novel," he told Vanity Fair. 7. A Japanese corn snack used his likeness without permission. In October 2017, Cage aficionados in Japan were delighted to see the actor's face emblazoned on packages of a crunchy corn snack called Deluxe Umaibu Nicolas stick. While it would be nice to think Cage was compensated for his apparent endorsement of the food item, a representative for the actor told Kotaku that he had not given his permission for his face to appear on the wrapper. The item was intended to promote his film, Army of One, in a handful of theaters, but no one had asked Cage for his consent. The film's international distributor, Film Nation, apologized for the error. 8. Cage loves animals and has owned a rare two-headed gopher snake named Harvey Dent and an African pied crow named Huggin who speaks. Marilyn Manson interviewed the star for Interview magazine in October, and Cage shared that he likes to surround himself with animals, including birds, reptiles, fish and cats. "I just bought a crow. His name is Huggin, after one of the Norse god Odin's two ravens, hug in and mun in, and he's amazing, the actor said. He says hi when I walk into the room, and bye when I leave. The other morning he started laughing and called me an asshole. Cage said. When asked by Manson why the Crow calls him that, Cage responded, "I'm trying to figure that one out. He likes to eat cat food, which makes it easy, because I give my cats Sheba perfect portions, and Huggin enjoys it as well," he added. "I think he has a sense of humor, so maybe that's why he called me an asshole." Cage also had a two-headed snake named Harvey Dent, named after the Batman villain, aka Two-Face. He donated the pet to the Audubon Zoo in New Orleans in 2008, and it lived to be around 14 years old until it died in September of 2021. Audubon announced Harvey's death on Instagram, revealing that he succumbed to health issues related to old age. 9. He got Johnny Depp to consider an acting career during a game of Monopoly. In the August 2019 Times interview, Cage also shared how he and Johnny Depp had been friends when Depp was an unknown in Hollywood and was still vying for a career as a musician. While the two were talking over a game of Monopoly, Cage told Depp to try acting and Depp declined, saying, "No, I can't act." Cage persisted and eventually set Depp up to meet with his agent. She sent him out on his first audition, which was a nightmare on Elm Street, Cage recalled of Depp's early years. He got the part that day. Overnight sensations don't happen. But it happened to him.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.